Welcome to the Horning Middle School Archery Unit. We are going to be showing you the 7 steps to shooting a bow and arrow. The first step is the stance. You stand with your feet shoulder width apart and you're straddling the red line. Your weight is evenly distributed over both feet and your dominant shoulder is facing the target. The next step is the nock. Okay, you place the bow perpendicular to the ground and you take the arrow, which has 3 different colored feathers. You take the odd colored feather, which is called the cock feather, you point that up, and then you snap the arrow onto the string so it stays onto the string with the cock feather facing the sky. The next step is the draw. You hold your left arm or your bow arm straight. You take your 2 fingers, you put them on either side of the nock. You take your back elbow and you keep it up in the air and you draw the string back to your mouth. The next step is the anchor. This step right here, you anchor your hand near your face and the anchor point is consistent every time you shoot. Next is aim. You take your bow hand and you you point the end of the arrow towards the target and you keep both eyes open. The next is the release. You just release your fingers straight forward. You got to be careful not to creep your hand forward when you release or to fling your hand back. Both of these will affect the flight of the arrow. The last step is the follow through. Okay, when you follow through, you just release the arrow and you keep your hand in a straight position. If you pull your hand back or fling it forward, again, it will affect the flight of the arrow. The next step of this is scoring, of archery is scoring your arrows once they hit the target. Okay, the outside of the target and the base part of the target are called the petticoat. If you hit any part of those targets and the arrow sticks, it's worth 0 points. The white outside ring, if you hit an arrow sticks in there, it's worth 1. The black ring is worth 3 points. The blue ring is worth 5 points. The red ring is worth 7, and the yellow in the middle, which is also the bullseye, is worth 9. If you shoot an arrow and it hits the target and then bounces off, it is actually worth 7 points. Okay, so right now the arrows that we have on here, we have the top arrow is in between 2 colors. If that happens, you always take the higher points, the higher of the 2 points. So the top arrow is worth 5, and the bottom 2 arrows are both in the red, which is each worth 7. So this person would have scored 19 points.